Hi there, my name's Andy Hillier and today's guitar lesson is going to be on I'll Be Here in the Morning, beautiful song by Townes Van Zandt. It's a really perfect, easy finger picking song. I'm going to teach you how to play the whole song in this video. But just before I do, if you wouldn't mind subscribing to my channel, which is Andy Hillier, it really does help me out, as does giving me a like on the video, and the more comments the better. Let me know where in the world you're from, let me know what you think of the video, let me know what songs I should do next. And if you love what I'm doing, you want to support me, support the channel, and you want the tabs for this, then I'll put them on my Patreon page. I'll leave a link to that in the description. So to play that, it's based around a C chord to start with. First finger on B1, third finger A3, and you can put your second finger on the D2, even though we're not playing it. Okay. So we're going to play the A3 and the B1 at the same time, and then hammer on your little finger onto the B3. Then you're going to play the G string, and then you're going to play the A string and the E string nearest the floor at the same time. So you've got, then open G, then the B3, then the A string, which is A3, then take your little finger off and play the B1, and then we've got G. So that first bar is a bit strange because it's 3 beats in it. The rest of the bars have 2 beats in. So we've got, so that's the first bar. Next bar goes, so it's based around G. So we've got E3 and the B string at the same time, then G, B, open A string, hammer onto A2, and then play G. So bar 2. Bars 1 and 2 together slowly. We're then going back to the C chord and you play the A3, open G, then B1. Open D, hammer your second finger onto D2, then play the G and the B1. So bar 3. And we're going to do this phrase quite a lot in this song. Bar 4 is exactly the same. So the whole line slowly goes. And up speed. Okay, so that's the intro. On to the next line, and this is where it feels like is the verse. 2 beats in the bar, all the way through the rest of the song. Each line has got 5 bars on it. It's a bit of a weird amount of bars, but it all works nicely together. Okay, so this first line goes. So the first bar, based on the C, same as what we did in the intro, the A3, the G, B1, D hammers onto D2, G, and then B1. So we're then going to go to an F chord, by your first finger on the E, across all the strings on the first fret, second finger on G2. That's all we need to worry about. We're going to play the E1, the G2, the E1, the E1 nearest to the floor, the G2, and then the B1. So you've got. And the next bar, bar 7, is exactly the same. And then the last 2 bars are the same as the first bar. So the whole line. On to the next line, and we've got this. So 2 bars of the C, same as what we did before. We're then going to go to a D in bar 12, so you're going to play the D string, G2, then E2 nearest to the floor, then the D string, so you got. Then take your fingers off and play an open G string, so you got. And and then into bar 13, and we've got a G chord. If we use our third finger on E3, so you play E3 up the top there, then G, E3, then little finger on E3 nearest to the floor. It makes it easier to get into the next bar. So play the E3, the G, E3, E3 nearest to the floor, then G, and then B. So bar 13. Because then we're going to go to take the little finger off and put your first finger on E1 nearest to the floor, and your third finger stays on E3 nearest to your face. And you just play the E3, the E1 nearest to the floor, the G, and then the B. So you go. It does that twice in that bar. So bars 13 and 14 go. So the whole line. On to the next line, 2 bars of C. Then we go into the F and we play the E1 and B1 at the same time, then G2, E1 and G2, so just a simplified version. Then 2 bars of C. So let's play the whole of that line. On to the next line, and we've gone back to the G chord, and we're going to play E3, the G, the B, E3, E3 nearest to the floor, G, and then B. So you got then E3 nearest to your face, E3 nearest to the floor, then E2, then open E. So the first 2 bars go. We'll then go into the F and play the E1, the G2, E1, E1 nearest to the floor, and then G2 and B1. So then into the next bar, E1, E1 nearest to the floor, G2, B1, E1, and then E2. Then we're going back to the G chord and play the E3, the G, E3 nearest to your face, E3 nearest to the floor, then G, and then B. So the whole line slowly goes. And up speed. And then the last line we need to learn goes. So for that, we've got the F chord. We're going to play the E1 and the B1 at the same time. Then G2, E1, E1 nearest to the floor, G2, and then B1. So you got. We then go to a chord which we haven't played yet so far in this song. It's A minor, first finger B1, second finger D2, third finger on G2. And he plays the A string, then the G2, then the top E string nearest to the floor, then G2, and then B1. So you got, and then the A string in the next bar, E string, G2, B1, the low E string, then the E string nearest the floor, then open G string. So bar 27 goes. Okay, and then the last 2 bars, we've done the same, this idea before, so it's G, play then to the G7. So E3, then G, then E3, E3 nearest the floor, G, B, E3, B1, G, B, E3, B1, G, and B. So the whole line slowly goes. And up to speed. And that just repeats back to the second line, and it keeps repeating that all the way through. Just at the very end, it only goes up to bar 27, and then repeats back and does an extra chorus, so like the last 2 lines again. And that's the whole song. Okay, let's try and put the whole song together. Let's play it nice and slowly. Here we go. Ready, and... And then, like I say, it just repeats back to the second line, keeps repeating around. And that's all. Well, I do hope you've enjoyed that lesson and found it useful. If you have, if you wouldn't mind subscribing to my channel, which is Andy Hillier, give me a like on the video, press the notifications, leave me some comments in the comment section. It really does help me. Just say hi if you want to say hi. Let me know where in the world you're from. Give me a follow on Instagram. It's Andy Hillier Guitar. And if you love what I'm doing, you want to support me, support the channel, and you want the tabs for this, then I'll put them on my Patreon page. I'll leave a link to that in the description. Well, thanks for watching this. I do really appreciate it. I've been Andy Hillier, and I'll see you next time.